here tonight. Special KOF shout out to the homeboys at Dream Cancel. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dream Cancel podcast, and this is episode 90 of Dream Cancel Live. My name is Desmond, the administrator of DreamCancel.com, and on tonight's show, we're going to talk about King of Fighters 14 version 2.0 that came out this past Wednesday. If you checked out our previous show on Sunday night, we were all hyped, ready, and just very, very interested on what version 2.0 was going to give us. So now we got it, and it's great so far. So we're going to talk with many people on this show about it. We got a couple people so far. Might have a couple other people stopping through. So first and foremost, let's introduce the discussion panel for tonight. All right, first and foremost, we have Kane317. You hang? Or can you hear us? Wait, he's muted. Hold on.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yo,
yeah.
We can hear you. How you doing, man?
Good.
All right, good to have you. Co-administrator DreamCancel.com, chilling in SoCal. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Just been busy with the family. I'm trying to keep up with you guys.
Oh, I see. It's all good, man. All right, good to have you, man. I know you have a lot on your mind about version 2.0, so I'm gonna let you get ready to just share all that soon.
For sure.
All right. Next up, we have Lazy Freddy. You're in Connecticut right now. Where are you at currently?
I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
right.
I moved to New Jersey last year, so
Okay. All right.
formerly Connecticut and formerly NorCal.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, now I travel everywhere. You might find me in your local one day, and don't be surprised.
Yeah, I know.
I go everywhere.
All right, cool. Good to have you. Florida, we have Zoe or Hibiki Tanake, or however you said. What's up, Zoe?
Hello. Nothing much.
Cool, good to have you. Returning from last week, we have from Indiana, SolGoodGuy.
It's good to be back. Can't wait to talk about this patch.
Yes.
A lot of good things from it.
Yes, indeed. And also returning from last week, we have devildigimon. How you doing, sir?
Hello, everyone.
All right, good to have all y'all. We see you hang. Oh man, we got a tour of the car. Oh, are you heading back? You heading back somewhere, man?
I'm alive. I am heading back from work.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So before we get into anything else, let's just get things out the way. Promo plugs, tournament posters, news, and whatnot. So first and foremost, get Dream Cancel t-shirts at dreamcancel.com/shop. Hang out with us in the Dream Cancel Discord server. Play King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match Final Edition on Steam, as well as King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match and King of Fighters 13 on Steam. Shouts to Team Chaos and Romance doing a bunch of big things in Las Vegas. Shouts to the Kings of Colorado, Kings of Co. Donate to Dream Cancel at dreamcancel@gmail.com. Shouts to roachanaji.com and their King of Data 14 app, which has recently been updated. And it also features the Dream Cancel King of Fighters 14 wiki. So, we need to get this wiki updated, man. There's so much old information, even from 1.1 on the wiki. We need to really come together and rally up and get the wiki updated. So if any of y'all watching, you specialize in a certain character and you have some notes that you're willing to share, please let us know. before we can get the wiki updated, because it's on the King of Data app, and it also has the frame data doc and a bunch of other good guides on there. I highly recommend it, 100%. Shout outs to the King of Fighters Reddit and the King of Fighters general server, ran by Sixled and EX Wildwolf. Oh yeah, let people know that don't have King of Fighters 14. They can download the demo. Version 2 has 7 playable characters, and I wonder if they're gonna do like a version 3 or something because of the 2.0 patch. But we'll see. I mean, if not, the demo's free. Have them check it out, and then let them know they can buy the game. They can get the premium edition with the collector's box and the steel box. Inside the collector's box with the 144-page art book with the 3-disc soundtrack, which is really, really cool. Alright, you can buy Goro Mark of the Wolves on Steam and PS4. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Game Goons. They recently did a fundraiser, or I should say crowdfunding, for the King of Fighters 14 tournament at NCR. I know that they completed and reached their goal. You hang real quick, if you could hear me. Do you know how much they've like reached so far? I mean, I could check it out actually, but
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are going for, I think it's 2,000. They're trying to go for 3,000 now. They reached 2,000.
oh really? Wow. Oh, okay, actually, let me check on that real
I think that's what Hell Pockets was tweeting the other day. Let's go get 3,000. So good for them.
Wow. That's impressive. So they reached the goal, and yeah, they're trying to go for a lot more. And just to let people know, NCR is going to be held April 14th through 16th at Sacramento, California. All right. Oh yeah, we just had our King of Fighters 14 Party Battle Mode event. We did it for a good 4 hours, I would say. That was a lot of fun. Webster and laziefred were in attendance. What did you think of this session?
But for what I was playing, it was really fun. We got to see a lot of variety of characters. A lot of people were playing some of the DLC characters, so we can iron out some of those matchups and just test the waters with stuff. And I'm really enjoying Whip. She's fun. She's a very good mid-range character, and her combos are swag as fuck, so I love her.
I hear
She's
that.
awesome.
All right, cool. That's great. How did you fare in the party battle mode, Lazy Freddy?
Oh, I like it. I was just testing out different characters. It's just messing around because it's like it's party mode. It's not supposed to be competitive, so we're just like messing around. Overall, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just like let people know, like, yeah, you know, you don't have to be super good at the game. I mean, if you're a beginner, that's fine. I mean, it's fun because you know, we had some people. I think a person or two in the Discord. I was like, yeah, come join. And like, oh, I'm not good. I'm like, oh, come on, just
because you're paired with a random person and a random team every single time, and you're played in a different position, so it doesn't really matter
right.
whether you're good or not.
Right, exactly, and it's just so much fun, and plus we get on the Discord voice chat and chat, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. So the next event, not sure when specifically we're gonna have it, but we're gonna do a tournament this time, so stay tuned for the actual date for that. But it should be sometime within this month. Let's keep going. Shouts to Kick Punch Block. I believe they should be having their King of Fighters 14 tournament sometime this month. Register your local event or regional event in the King of Fighters 14 esports support program. Recently, yesterday there was a anime convention that I attended, and they had the King of Fighters 14 tournament, and there were prizes for top 3, and the prizes were actually pretty cool for a free tournament. And it was great. There was a 16-person bracket there. So if you have a some sort of like event that has KO14, just let SNK know. Just go to the SNK website, go to the King of Fighters 14 page, and you'll find it. And I recommend it 100%. All right, tournaments coming up. So we already talked about NCR. Well, actually, we could talk about what happened at Northwest Majors 9. Laban won the King of Fighters 14 tournament. There's a couple other Northwest players there. I haven't watched it. I'm going to check it out later because I was actually watching the past Wednesday night fights, and I saw Chris KOF win with Chang. Not win here. I didn't even see the whole thing, but I saw him play with Chang for a little bit. But yeah, props to all the KOF players that went to Northwest Majors 9, and I'll check out the archive pretty soon. Let's keep going. Texas Showdown, this is May 5th through 9th. KOF 14 will be there. Not sure if it's supported by SNK so far, but hopefully they will lend their support. Toryukin on May 19th through 21st in Toronto. King of Fighters 14 will be there. The week after that will be Combo Breaker May 26th through 28th in St. Charles, Illinois. KOF 14 will be there, so go ahead and register. I'm planning on going out there, so it should be a really dope event. The next month will be CEO 2017, June 16th through 18th. Zoe, you're going to be there, right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
You say CEO? Yeah, I'm going to be there too. That's going to be really cool.
All right, cool. And again, it's June 16th through 18th in Orlando, Florida. All right, now the next month, Evo. King of Fighters 14 will be featured on the main games list at Evo 2017 going on in Las Vegas. The day before all the action, there will be the SNK pre-Evo suite at Mandalay Bay, July 13th, presented by SDR Cast and Game Goons. It should be a fun time. And so far, I believe that is, I won't say that's it for tournaments, but is there anything that I've missed from now into Evo for events? Anyone? Nothing? Say now or forever hold your peace? Okay. All right, fine. Another bit of news. Who saw the Kula DLC costume trailer?
Oh, the summer dress.
Wait,
one?
what? Was there a new trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I have seen the 6 colors.
Okay.
It's a gameplay video, right?
But yo,
Yeah.
check it out, Webster. We have the trailer, man. So if you want to watch it on stream, I'm gonna pop it on real quick,
Yeah, I will.
and we'll be right
Yeah.
back.
The King of Fighters 14.
All right. So, what do y'all think about the summer dress?
I want her to have her snowman move from Mira.
Color 6 is the best color. It's a black dress. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find that tweet so you can show that, because I know someone tweeted out the 6 different colors.
Hmm. I didn't see it. Do you have it available if I can check it out?
It's not immediately offhand. I'm looking for it at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we're both gonna hunt for it. Okay. Well, while we're looking for that, why don't we just hop into the main topic of our reactions to KOFXIV version 2.0. Ah, man. Where to start? I mean, it's quite a bit. I mean, should we start at, for characters? Should we start with the game system? What do y'all think? Should we just start from the patch notes? I know some people have already ran down the patch notes, and there's so many videos out right now of people doing different combos. Some people even found some little maybe glitches that slip through the cracks and stuff like that. So, where do y'all think we should go with this?
I think we should start with the system and then branch out into characters, because that will naturally progress.
Okay. All right. Webster, what was you going to say?
What he said.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's do it. All right. So, well, what's the biggest thing I think a lot of people notice is, with the system, is that the, universal, I would say, run speed. Why don't we start there and then kind of go in between different things? So, Webster, man, how do you feel about the whole universal run speed that has affected some characters in King of Fighters 14?
Well, I wasn't really playing the higher mid to top tier characters, as far as I know. I think Mion's pretty good, but anyway. So I guess I don't know. I don't really have much because I don't think none of that applied to my characters. I still do the same combos with no issues. So
Right.
that's just
Right.
It's not like day improves on just. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah, I have nothing to say.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Kane317. What are your thoughts on the universal run speed for characters?
Oh, it's amazing. It's it's kind of weird how they did it, because 13, they kind of took what they didn't really work with 2-on-2, and how we had the same problem in 2-on-2 where certain characters could utilize the system and activate, and then the other 48 characters could not, at least feasibly. And then 13, they did the whole universal sliding system where everyone just kind of skid without actually physically dashing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I don't know why they didn't do that in 14, and now back to where we are, full circle. We got the universal dash speed. So yeah, it really kind of depends on who you use. But if your character was super fast, for example, Vice.
Yeah.
I can notice that I have to kind of adjust my timing a little bit.
Yeah.
But I use Mian. Like the other guy said, I use Mian, and so it doesn't really feel that much of a difference. Chin doesn't really feel too much of a difference. It really just kind of depends. But overall, it's a huge step towards just more variety of characters, and I'm loving it.
Okay. Fair enough. laziefred, what are your thoughts on the whole change of the activation run speed for characters?
I like it. If you recall last week, this is on top of my wish list.
Yeah.
And this, I think this is brilliant because it solves two things. One of the main complaints people have this game is people counter poking with a long range normal and then just buffering a dash, an activation, right? So some characters like K dash, they somehow have a very fast activation speed. It just teleports them next to you, like K dash and Leona. and so that kind of encourages people to just like play kind of like recklessly max range and just like stick out a button and see if what hits, and then if it hits, like just max mode.
Yeah.
And also like just encourages people to just like activate on blocked, because the K dash can just teleport next to you and just like do a standing low on you. But now he can't because it's he runs a little bit slower. But on the flip side, it also helps like some other characters like King, for example, can get a lot of consistent damages now off of activation, whereas before it's very inconsistent. She needs to a lot of King players like to do like the bypass to get a consistent combo, but now she can reliably just do a regular combo no matter where she is.
Yeah, that's right. I noticed that.
So yeah, it's great. So like it helps some of the weaker characters, and then it kind of like nerfs some of the top tier characters. So overall, I like it. I mean, obviously there are some unintended consequences for like a minority of the cast, like Kula can utilize it very well now, but that's kind of like the exception rather than the rule. But overall, I think this is very good. I like it.
All right, great. I want to welcome to the show. We got FMSway. How you doing, man?
What's good, guys? I don't know if you guys can hear me, but what's up?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, you sound great. How you been?
I'm good. I'm enjoying, KOF so far. It's pretty good. I've been out of the game too long, but like, I mean, it definitely did. SNK definitely did a lot to bring pretty much like the older players back in and some newer players too. So I'm enjoying it.
All right, cool. Where are you currently located?
I'm still currently located in New Jersey, so pretty much the Northeast area. New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, stuff like that. So, I'm just here.
All right, cool. Good to have you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get back to you real quick. I want to see what's up with SolGoodGuy about the universal activation run speed. What are your thoughts on that?
I buffed my favorite characters. I can finally do Far C with Ralph and activate from max distance and get a combo. That is amazing. Yeah, I mean, it made a lot of characters better. I think it fixed a lot of problems in the game. That's all there really is to it for me.
Okay, sounds good. Zoe, what do you think, man, about the whole universal maximum activation run dash speed?
I think it's good because now you have to consider, do you want to just go for pressure or do you want to just spin your meter for actual damage, like 13?
Okay. All right. Well said. So, what I want to go into next... All right, I'm actually looking at the patch notes. So, I'm going to kind of skip around these points real quick. So, there's the bug fixes with the system. Then there's the functionality and modifications / corrections. So, I'm going to go to that part and get y'all's opinion on it. So, all right. What do y'all think about multiple recording slots and the recording for reversals and how you can play them back random? Webster, have you played around with that yet?
I first started using stuff like that in KX when I was playing that, competitively. So I know that's a wonderful tool. It definitely teaches you how to punish and how to, react to, certain situations and stuff. And now that they implemented that in KOF 14, I'm sure that makes everybody happy. It's definitely an awesome tool to use in certain situations for matchups. So it's awesome.
Okay. All right. Kane317, what do you think of the multiple recording slots? Have you played around with it yet?
I haven't really played around with it too much, but I know we talked about this earlier this week. Because I don't actually play any other games other than KOF, I never really had the luxury of these features. And it's kind of like one of those things where, you don't know what you don't miss, until now you know. And so conceptually, it makes a lot of sense. I'm excited to try them out. And it's like one of those, damn, why did they have this in the first place kind of things.
I know maybe it's a difficult thing to maybe implement at first, but it looked like they got it done pretty, pretty pretty soon, or I guess, and it's well done so far. You know what I mean? I don't know how complex it is to implement something like that, but I'm glad that they have it in this one. If they would have had it in 13, ooh man. So good guy,
They would have had that neck guard.
Yeah, I know, huh? So good guy, what do you think of the multiple recording slots for training mode?
I think it's really helpful. It kind of takes away from the fact that I don't have to worry about recording my character doing something and then having to react to it. I think that's really nice. So then I can perform and say, okay, so like, how can I do this rather than having to keep repeating recording? So like, if I'm trying to make a setup, I don't have to just keep repeating my recording and like, okay, let me try this different timing, and it takes away more time.
Oh yeah.
This way, I spend less time doing those kinds of things.
Yeah, you get, I feel, a more efficient practice mode. I would say, or you know, a good, I would say, regiment that's more efficient than before, I would say. Okay. Yo, we got TempleNUT. What's up, dude?
Hey, everybody.
So,
What's up?
Cool.
Nice whip.
Yeah, good to have you. We had you last week, so I figured we try to keep things a little bit of the same, with a little different. Good to have you on.
Definitely glad to be back. And I heard something about the slot changes.
Yeah, we were talking about
14.
that. Yeah. What do you think?
Actually, I wasn't even sure what the question was. What about the slot changes is different between now?
I was asking if people liked how you can record multiple slots with the reversal function in 14.
Oh yeah, I think it's really interesting. It really helps me to plan out certain mix-ups and baiting certain situations, a lot of different characters, because it was hard to know if I was doing like an option select frame one, or if the opponent was doing the dummy was setting the reversal frame one. So now I'm like 100% confident. Okay, this worked. Okay, the safe jump is good for this particular matchup.
Okay.
Definitely like.
All right, well said. FMSway, kind of want to go back to the first question a little bit to kind of get you caught up. Asked about the universal max mode activation speed. What do you think about that compared to like how it was before? I know like you probably didn't play too much of like the early versions of 14.
I definitely played like pretty much like I just stopped pretty much trying to do anything competitive in terms of like around January. But I mean, like around January I started like definitely. But nowadays I'm playing more often, obviously for obvious reasons because of the new patch and all that kind of stuff. But like the universal run off of max mode was definitely needed. When I left, pretty much being competitive, from my perspective, it was just very top heavy in terms of seeing the characters. There wasn't much more, a lot of character variety, due to like, due to the repetitiveness of max mode and kind of stuff. And this one kind of changes the game a lot, especially because it just gives more benefits to, the characters who just weren't getting enough play. Someone mentioned here Ralph, like I barely saw Ralph, and even though I don't compete anymore, like I still, watch the streams, I still do that stuff, and it's just a rarity to see it. And now, because of this universal run, so many characters have access to it. Obviously, so the top characters, K-Dash, Robert, I think Mai maybe. Yeah. They kind of suffer from it, but at the same time, it was just something that it needed to be done, to shake up the game and to allow, other tier characters. Actually, I don't even know what the tiers are anymore, and it doesn't even matter, but it just allows them to pretty much, be at that competitive level. People can actually play the character they want instead of, the characters that they need to play at this point. So I like it a lot. It was really good. And I play K-Dash too, and I don't necessarily mind either. You just have to adapt to it, and it's not that difficult.
All right. Well said. All All right, Zoe. What do you think about the multiple recording slots and reversal recording in practice mode? Have you tried it out?
I actually didn't even know about it until like the second day. I mean, I started posting a bunch of Vanessa stuff using it, and you know, it just didn't cross. I didn't even realize what it was until, you know, I just started messing around with training mode, and I just saw this, you know, all these extra slots, and it is so convenient, especially for guys like me who are tech monkeys and are just trying to, like, you know, distribute as much tech as possible to for whatever character you want. Like, it just makes it easier, you know, and it's just a much more, like you guys mentioned before, a much more efficient way to, you know, to practice, to put yourself in scenarios that you know you're going to be in. You know, it's not going to have every scenario, but at the same time, like, it prepares you for stuff that, you know, you know you're going to it's going to happen along the way. You know, safe jump setups, you know, resets and all those kinds of stuff. So it's just, it definitely works. It was so needed for a game like this, especially in 2017. You need stuff like that. You know, we have games like MKX, KI. I think maybe Skullgirls had it. I'm not sure. SF5 has it. You know, and it's definitely one of those, you know, those new features that, you know, us players need. You know, to pretty much just, you know, especially for me who needs to catch up to the game. You know, everyone's probably so far ahead that, you know, I have to use that. So I definitely embrace it. It's a great chains. Well done, SNK, for all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Zoe, you there?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about the multiple recording slots in training mode?
Everybody covered it pretty much already.
What do you think of it?
I mean, it's really good. It's just, it's like, you know, just like Street Fighter V, where you can just set the dummy to do a certain thing rather than having to actually time your, you know, you do the recording and then you have to do the move and then hit the playback like soon as it comes up, or you'll mess up. That was pretty annoying. So it was really good.
Okay. All right. Do you like the new recording functions, Lazy Freddy?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's finally time that SNK has caught up to the modern times. Well, as El said, like pretty much every single fighting game out there that's released in the last year or two have this function, right? Street Fighter V, Guilty Gear, maybe Blaze Blue, I don't know, I don't play Blaze Blue, but Skullgirls, and then all of those games have these kind of functions, and it really helps. Because right now with the new function, you can actually lab at home. Like you can practice safe jumps a lot more efficiently. You can practice against people who are mashing. So previously, it's kind of hard to practice against like any frame traps, right? So you kind of have to theorize it in your head and have to record it, and then you have to mash on your own to see it. But it's kind of unreliable whether your mash comes out at a perfect frame or not. So, but now with the new recording function, it's good. And I haven't tested this yet, but is there a way to do random playbacks?
Yeah.
Like if you record multiple slots, so
you could just turn them
so
on.
If you do that, you can practice against different setups. Right. So different options of that different versions of the same mix-up. So you can practice that. So I think it's great. It definitely rewards people who spend more time in the lab.
All right, sounds good. So good guy, did I ask you this question? I feel like I'm losing my my place about recording mode slots.
Yeah, you've asked me about that.
All right, cool. All right. Well, on my end, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's great because using just one kind of recording mode after a while, it was very limiting. But now there's so many different possibilities. It's crazy. Like now I'm spending all this time just like experimenting with so many different things, many different setups, ways to evade and defend myself against certain things, and safe jump setups. it's absolutely great. I'm glad they are doing this because I don't have MKX or Street Fighter V, but the closest to these kind of slots in a game I play was Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, where you can record 3 slots. But in this game, there's 5, and you could like turn them on and turn them off, and it's so dope. And with the reversal option, you can like record the reversal coming out after the exit block's done, after the exit hit's done, even when they wake up. So I think that's so cool. That's like really, really, really dope. All right, here's more of a cosmetic question I have for you guys. So what do y'all think about the whole like freeze when there's a KO?
Oh Jesus!
All right, I guess I'll let whoever just jump in.
Let me go first on this.
Go ahead.
Before it was a slowdown. Now I think it makes things a bit smoother for organizers because now you're not waiting for the slowdown for the next round to start. Also, another thing is the whole like freeze frame. It's like a little zoom in. It's kind of a highlight on what you just did. So let's say you do something really godlike, or you make an amazing read, or like, oh shit, they just got hit by that overhead. Now it's like right there in everyone's face, like, oh, I saw that happen. It kind of helps with the hype, if you ask me. That in time.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Anyone want to jump in?
I like it. I just have to get used to it, you know.
Yeah, I know it is kind of jarring at first. Like the first time I saw it, man, I was like, "What the?" Almost had a heart attack, man.
But I do think the one thing that's interesting about it is that certain moves will actually finish. Like I think with Clark has that follow up with the he throws you and then he does the elbow. I'm pretty sure before he didn't do that. Now he actually finishes it, even after or while it's in KO or something. So I thought that was pretty lit. That was pretty cool. So unless someone wants to correct me, but I don't think I did that before. Clark would throw the opponent, and then if the follow up is the elbow, if you already inputted the command, I don't think the elbow actually came out. The announcer said KO, but now it does, and you get the zoom in. So I was like, oh man.
I think it tried to finish, but the slowdown would fade away too fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which even strengthens your point. You get the full, you get the big picture of what happened, and it's in your face, and you will remember that fucking elbow. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the freeze KO thing?
I definitely like it. I think it's definitely the way to put a visual exclamation point on the end of a match, and that can help entice people, get them more interested. Instead of oh, that happened, it's oh, it's a little more, get fans a little bit more involved. The only thing I would want is a difference between ending with a normal and ending with a climax. I think if they had a different effect for each one, it would help to intensify it. Because for Blaze Blue, they have the actual finish, and a certain song plays when you do it, and the whole atmosphere of the match completely changes when that happens. So I think that'll be even more impactful from what they have right now.
Yeah. I mean, they had it right in 13 where you had that dramatic KO after you do a super and whatnot. The whole screen just turns into a kaleidoscope-looking explosion. But for things like this, I wasn't very too fond of it. It took me by surprise when it came out first. When the KO thing popped out, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But then if I'm hitting someone's toes, and then it just zooms in on her toes, and I'm just like, "Okay, all right, relax." Whoever mentioned it, this is good for TOs because it just speeds the game up because the game obviously is quite long considering it's 3v3. But I don't need to be looking at normals and then suddenly it's this entire zoom in on it. So I always felt maybe you should save it for specials. If they get hit by a rising tackle or if there's a super, so I think they should tone it back down a bit. But it's just an aesthetic thing, really. It's not that big of a deal. After a while, you just tend to zone it out, especially if you're in the tournament. Like that's not gonna bother you, unless like you get hit by like the dumbest move, like the dumbest reset. And you're just like, what? And it's just zooming in. Yeah, you got hit by this. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That.
Also, another visual change I want to see is for timeouts in KOF. When you win with a timeout, the screen kind of just turns black, and it's really dreary. Like it doesn't get you excited. And I get timeouts aren't exciting, but I feel like there should be a different effect than just like the blackout and then the win goes.
I didn't even know about that. Like,
Yeah.
But you want them to zoom in on the clock? Like y'all got no more time left. All right, let's keep going. Okay. It says netcode improvements. What do y'all think about the improvements to the net play so far? Anyone can jump in on this one.
That's always a good thing. I mean, seriously.
I haven't noticed any like significant changes so far.
You sure?
It does feel better, right? Because like TempleNUT, remember we used to play, sometimes it used to lag in the previous patches.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I think, like,
it tends to like work, and it tends to be okay, and then like say a couple matches starts to slow down, and then sometimes it just doesn't work. But recently, like me and you, we played a little bit, and then it works just fine. It works perfectly. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if like your internet got better or my internet got better or the netcode is better, but definitely from my limited experience, it seems better.
I didn't think about that. For some reason, when you play people in longer sets, the connection just gets worse and worse over time. So a first to 3, you'll be fine. A first to 5, it'll be a little like after 10 matches, it's just terrible. But for the new patch, I definitely haven't noticed that. So that's probably an improvement.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice is, I mean, they put this in the patch notes, but it's more easier to find rooms now. Like, before, you had to keep pressing refresh over and over and over again, and you'll probably see one room. But now, right when you go into free match to find lobbies, you see everything now. It like you can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like, thank goodness. Cause like
yeah, it's good. You see a lot more room, so people can complain that there's no one to play.
Yeah, because that's always the
because
biggest
people
thing.
don't refresh, you know.
Right. That's always like the biggest complaint. Oh man, like it's dead. When in reality, they just need to fix some things. So I'm glad for that. So why don't we talk about the? Let's go back into the kind of the system of like the characters. I would say of how they affected everything. So why don't we get into one that is a little, I would say, controversial right now. I mean, a lot of people did not really show. I mean, they don't really know how they feel about it at the moment. But it says adjusted character stamina, and a lot of people have been kind of wondering what's up. So now all the stamina is a little bit different. Kane 317. What do you think about the adjusted staminas? You there? Kane?
I understand.
It's
a first that they've done it in the series. At least, if not, at least not to a wide scale of completely. You know, I think they had 1 or 2 characters that had adjustments. 13 had guard crush age differences, but it's definitely interesting. I'm open to the idea. I think it doesn't SNK has a terrible history of just a cycle of super buff characters and the following year they're trash. For example, like year to year, like bam, 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 they just couldn't get it right, you know? And they just, I don't know, it's because they're stuck with that 12-month cycle in the arcade system. I don't know what for different reasons. They couldn't ever get the bouncing correct. This is what it takes to still have Leonas around, still have Kulas around, still have Mai's around, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but if it still is the only way, and it's fine. I mean, I don't see people saying like, "Well, I don't want to use them anymore," because if you really like this character, who cares? You know, I don't know. I think it's fine.
Okay. Webster, what do you think about the different staminas in this update?
I fucking love it. Love it.
All right, what do you love about it, man? Go ahead.
Okay, so my favorite character is Xanadu. It's my best character in the game, and this is a huge buff for Xanadu, especially versus the characters that he has huge problems with, because those characters just happen to have the lowest life in the game. So this is improvement, because if Xanadu finally gets in and actually land my combos and I don't fucking drop them, especially mid-screen, then those characters die, and I'm rewarded for playing patiently, you know, drifting through the sea of fireballs or whatever in the hell, you know. So I love it. But away from just Xanadu, I think it's also a great way to implement a really good way to balance out characters, and it actually adds a little hype to the match, especially if you're a viewer and you're aware of the stamina differences of characters. You're like, okay, this character has great zoning, great normals, you know, a very strong character, good combos, but they die in 2 combos. You're like, okay, the player cannot make any mistakes. Big fucking Xanadu that no one ever sees plays, and then it's like, okay, like, well, but man, he just killed her in 2 combos. It's pretty awesome. So I love it. I think it's a great thing. Because I play Xanadu and I need everything I can get.
Okay, all right. Later we'll get into the specific things that have changed in Xanadu. TempleNUTS, what do you think about the different staminas for characters now?
I think it's pretty drastic for right now, honestly, because I can understand, okay, certain characters have problems in neutral, and they wanted to change the tools that they have, but I don't understand why they had to have the stamina changes and the character change at the same time. Why the stamina changes couldn't come later? Because now, for Leon example, goes one punch is shorter, my far heavy punch is shorter. They changed the frame data on it, and they changed their instant overhead, not combo to Excalibur. And I can understand the nerfs to her, but change something that makes her unique compared to the rest of the cast, and then nerf my health. I feel like all the changes together wasn't really necessary until testing out some of the character balancing first.
Okay. SolGoodGuy, what are your thoughts on the adjustment of character staminas in this update?
I'm honestly indifferent on it. I don't have much to say about it. I'm just like, well, it doesn't affect who I'm going to play. I don't really. To me, it doesn't matter, you know, how much health a character has. I'm just gonna play them.
Okay. Lazy Freddy, your thoughts on the stamina changes for different characters?
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was really surprised I did that, but I understand why they want to do it, because they want to balance the characters without like changing their playstyle. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. But then again, like for me, I feel like the health differences in a KOF game, like to balance characters with different healths, is different compared to the balance, like if it were done into like a Street Fighter game, right? For example, because in KOF, a lot of the damages comes from combos, right? So every time you get a hit, you get like 300, 400 damage. So at the end of the day, like 50, 100 damage is not going to make that much of a difference. Sometimes it will, but in the long run, like the differences is smaller than you think it is. Like compared to a game like Street Fighter, where a lot of the damage comes from like single hit, so that makes a lot of difference. But in KOF, like in this game, like every hit you can almost always convert into like big damage. So I don't think it's gonna affect the characters too much.
Okay. All right, FMSway, what are your thoughts on the stamina changes for the characters?
I mean, I like it. I mean, Lizzie Freddy kind of made a point there where it's just like it doesn't really affect too much of the damage output that people that characters kind of dish out. I mean, some will live longer than others, but at the same time, you're still at the same deficit that you were before. At the same time, you're alive, and that's what matters. But I mean, yeah, like characters just pretty much it's not that big of a difference. I mean, speaking from from a Vanessa standpoint, like it's the same combo with just like, and then somebody just changes the combo to like 2 more normals or 1 less normal to change the damage scaling, and suddenly she's not killing 950, she's killing 1,000, or she's killing 1,000 to I guess 1,200 if that's, I think that's Chang's like stamina now, but it's not that big of a difference. But at the same time, it's SNK. They experiment a lot of stuff like that. It's not the first time they've done these kinds of drastic changes. I mean, obviously every version that they have, every arc that they have, Ash Saga, Nest Saga, they always have something, strikers, tags, all those kinds of things. So I from that kind of logic, I'm not surprised, and it's just kind of like one of those things that SNK does. And I'm pretty happy that they're just open to that idea, and then that they're changing the game. And it's crazy because like they're changing it in the middle of I've never really seen stuff like that where like these things, because these things are really pretty, I mean yeah, they are pretty drastic because it's like the middle of sorry. Oh. So
No, I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, it definitely is a drastic thing.
And they're changing it as the patches go on. The game is changing a lot now, and it just, to me, it's half they're listening to the people who are asking for this stuff, and the other ones they're just experimenting. And I kind of feel like the stamina thing is definitely an experiment. They're trying to see like if it makes any kind of difference, or if it's just too much, and yeah, I like it pretty much.
Okay, well said. Zoe, what are your thoughts on the character staminas for the update?
I'm pretty indifferent about it. It doesn't make much of a difference to me because most of the combos that I do are gonna I'm either gonna just kill you in one more combo, like one more normal combo, or kill you in 2 HD combos. So it doesn't really make a big difference. It's just one extra combo or one extra hit, and they're just gonna die. So
okay, all right. On my end, yeah, I'm a little neutral towards it myself. At first, I was a little skeptical, but like after thinking about it after a while, I was like, I think it's fair. I do think it's a little crazy that like a majority of like the female characters are like in the 950, 900 range. Like few of them are in the 1,000. I mean range. Like Alice and Vice and Angel and Whip, Mui Mui and Sylvie, but all the other female characters are like in the 9s. While all the kind of big characters, they get more health. Rightfully so. They're big, like Chang. He has 1,200 health, and you got Xanadu and KOD and Antonov and some other ones at 1,100. So I guess so. But yeah, it's nothing too heartbreaking for me. Again, I was just kind of skeptical about it.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, like Chang, Leona, it's still a bitch of a matchup. He's not going to be like, she's only got 900 or whatever. I don't know what she's at right now, but it's not going to make a difference. It's still ultimately attributes, special moves, and that type of balancing that's going to be more of a determining factor than the stamina. And we're not talking about like a $500, like a 500 HP spread. We're talking about 200, like Freddie said earlier. Your combo is going to be within that amount anyways.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times when you kill, like people just have to a lot of times people like I notice that when I finish a round, I kind of finish the combo and count even more damage, but people just die too early. So with the extra like 200 health or 150, doesn't make that much difference.
Okay. Fair enough. So why don't we go into character changes? So trying to think of a good way to kind of like go into this. Well, what do y'all think is the go ahead, Webster? What's up?
I was gonna say maybe you should ask the panel like the characters that they actually play.
Oh
for their
yeah,
names,
yeah.
I guess. And then whatever characters we don't cover, we can kind of like go down the list maybe.
Okay. All right, that's a good idea. All right. Well, why don't we go down the other end of the row? Why don't we go back to Zoe? So, what characters do you play with, and how have they been affected in the update?
Let's see. I play with Gangyo, Vanessa, Rock, Rio, and Luan. The only big difference really is Luan Stan CD doesn't hit from a mile away. So you can't just spam that. Gangyo got some buffs.
What exactly did he get?
Let's see. You can stop them from. Okay, so after he does the mid screen combo where he does the up kick ender, right, and people should recovery roll. Now he can do the ground stomp you from recovery rolling, and then he gets a safe jump after that.
So the flip kick super has a hard knockdown. They can't attack it anymore.
No, I'm talking about like, okay, so you do whatever combo into down B, and then do EP A, where he goes up in air, and that's just a normal special move. And before they could just tech recovery and get out the way, but now I can down B again as soon as they hit the ground, and they can't tech recovery it.
That's pretty cool.
And so now he gets a safe jump anywhere on the screen off of any combo rather than just a super combo. And the buff where he can do the OTG super, that's okay, but I mean you can't cancel it into level 2 or level 3, so it's like whatever.
Okay.
But he got some buffs. Well, Rock is buff, as y'all saw from all the combos. Can't really compare him because he's not CVS2 Rock. He's not Garo Rock.
Oh, thank God he's not Garo Rock.
Yeah, you can just cancel everything. Vanessa? Yeah. From KOF11 and 2K2 and 2K2 she is kind of in the middle of all three of those versions, where she's not super broken like 2K or 11, but she's not really, really weak like 2K2 She's like in the middle. It takes a lot of effort. If you really put the effort, you see rewards. She doesn't have a neutral game, but she never had a neutral game.
She never. No, in 2K, she kind of did because like that standing 2C of hers, it hit crouching characters. You could just spam the crap out of that. Like, but I mean,
yeah, you can't. Yeah, that whiffs. Also, they changed her down C. It's slower now in this version, so you can't really anti-air with that neither.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could pretty much in other ones you could down C, anti-air, and then sway or whatever. So it's kind of hard to play. Like she has pretty good air normals, like jump back C or whatever, but it's it's not really reliable.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Rio. Rio is basically Takuma now because he can anywhere juggle with his EX machine gun punches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was testing that out. Like, so don't get hit by jump CD counter hit like Mr. Karate, or you just activate into EX punches into 500 damage. Rio's really fun to play. Like, I feel with the patch, like I said before, you're either gonna spend meter to keep pressure on HD mode, and then you're not really doing damage, or the characters that supposed to be doing damage, like Rio, if they hit you, they're gonna take a lot of damage away from you, kind of like 13. So I think it's good. And Maxima, of course, I've seen him hit somebody. He has a kill combo with 5 meters. So I think it's pretty good. So it depends, like, the playstyle is either going to be pressure him, or you're going to save your meter to actually do damage.
Okay. Okay. Well said. FMSway, man. What characters do you play with, and how have they changed?
It's slow.
The characters that I generally played with back then were Loveheart, Mature, and K-Dash. Obviously, I play Vanessa too, which is not going to change for eternity. But Loveheart is definitely got the buffs that she needed, especially in terms of like a reversal. Even though her neutral game I felt was always pretty good. Once she got knocked down, it was just very, very hard to kind of like take people back unless you wanted to waste the meter. So to have like her heavy Dragon Punch, I think it's called Rising Heart, to have her heavy Dragon Punch actually have invincibility made a drastic difference, because I was playing with my friends offline, and it just made a lot of situations easier for me. And she didn't really get that many. I think she got buffed overall. She didn't really get any nerfs. Maybe I think she can't do the OTG anymore off of the flip kit.
Oh, she can't?
I don't think so. If I recall, someone mentioned that before, but I tried doing it and it just never hit. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Let me see, Sky Anchor. But I think she can also like cancel into that too, the flip kick now into super. I'm not sure if that was something that always was there. I don't think it did, because like she could do the flip kick and she could super, and it was just like, oh, okay. And it just came into massive damage. There's actually a video of her doing a reversal DP into the fireball super. Then I think she did a flip kick into another fireball super, and it's just like, you paid for doing a meaty, and even though it felt cheap in my heart, I was just like, yes, yes, this is what we need. Mature did not change a lot. I felt nothing in terms of her changes, and when I looked it up, it definitely seemed that way. They gave changes to damage for, I think, her supers. They decreased active frames for her. I think it was her EX slash, the running slash.
Yeah. Which
to me did not. I didn't feel anything. Anything drastic from her. So she's pretty much the same. Nothing different from her. K-Dash, obviously. I think the only important thing for K-Dash that he pretty much lost was like the universe was the result of the universal run mechanic from the max mode activation. That was the only thing that really hit him. At the same time, like his overhead, they said it's faster. I still don't feel it. If anyone thinks it feels faster, I feel free to say it. But they just changed the supers, and that's pretty much it. There's invincibility in his hyper chain drive. I'm just like, okay, when am I ever going to use that? Like, in a neutral situation. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But my focus has been pretty much on Vanessa. If you guys follow, if anybody follows my Twitter, obviously you just see just a long list of Vanessa stuff, setups and all that kind of stuff. And, going with what Zoe said, yeah, she's kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Because in 2002 Ultimate Match, she, there's no really other way to describe her, but she suffered in that game. Like it was just because her neutral was, as usual, not really existent. And I was gonna post on a tweet that all these combos are great and all, but then once you ask yourself, oh, how do you actually hit these? people are just gonna, people are gonna realize, Vanessa's not as it's super, strong as they thought, and I don't think she's strong really. I think she's okay.
Okay. All right. You know what? We'll get back into that about Vanessa soon.
Hey, you forgot about K-Dash's corner combo. He has more damage now.
Oh yeah, he does have more damage. I saw that on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, okay. I'm. You can talk about that.
Oh, I would say K-Dash just has more damage. He has damage again.
Yeah.
They gave him his damage back. But they gave a lot of characters damage, so it's like universal. Everybody has more damage.
You know what they shouldn't have gave him? A faster overhead, because the windup was already deceiving enough. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's funny. He doesn't get much from it by itself, but still.
I mean, yeah, it could be worse. It could be 2002 Ultimate Match overhead.
Oh my god, man.
That was horrendous.
Yeah, that's what nightmares are made of.
Yeah, man.
Lazy Freddy, what characters do you play with now, and how have they changed?
So, the first 2 days I was spending all of my time on the new DLC characters, and then after that I spent a little bit time playing my old team, Benny, Mai, and Leona. And overall, I feel like it's pretty much the same game. The stuff they took out from Leona, or the stuff that I don't really abuse to begin with, like the light slash. I don't really use that because I usually just go straight into super with the instant overhead, so it doesn't really change that much. They changed the hitbox of some of her moves, like forward stand C and crouch B. But overall, I feel like it's pretty much the same. She has a little bit less health, but as I mentioned before, because like a lot of times you die in the middle of a combo anyway, so that doesn't really affect her that too much. Overall, I feel like it's pretty much the same. Same for Mai. Same for Benny. Benny, his heart has hardly changed. It's like the same character. They buffed her. They buffed his level 2 kick super damage, so I can deal a little bit more damage. But otherwise, like he's pretty much the same character. My other side characters, I also play a little bit K-Dash, so because of the universal dash speed fix, he can't do like the dumb stuff that he could do before, like just like stand B, mid-screen away, and then instantly standing low and hit you, or just do like a overhead. So they fixed some of the dumb stuff. So previously I was having a lot of fun, I have to admit it, abusing this. But now I can't. But I mean, it's fair. I think it shouldn't have been in the game to begin with. I like it. Other than that, I feel like a lot of my secondaries they're getting buffed because of the system changes. Like King, as I mentioned before, King can get consistent damages now. Every time she touches you, she can do like 500 damage if she has 2 bars. Mian also got a lot of buffs, so I like it. I'm going back to play a lot of Mian, as you can tell today in party mode.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling happy about this. I'm not sure who I'm gonna play as my main team, but I feel like whatever I played in the previous version, Benny, Mai, and Leona, I mean, I can run the same team. Nothing really changed too much. I might go back and learn some other characters, but the game feels a lot more balanced. I'm pretty happy about it.
All right. Well said. SolGoodGuy, what characters do you currently play with, and how have they changed in version 2.0?
Let's see. So starting off, I don't play this character, but I do know a friend of mine who played it and wanted me to bring this up, and that's Clark. He's finally back in the game and has an armor grab. That is amazing. I'm glad he has it back. I think he needed it. Also, the fact you can cancel elbow in a super. He had a lot of interesting, really nice buffs. And then there's Ralph. Farsi activate into whatever I want is amazing. or FAR D, or any button of my choosing. They made Ralph great again. It worked, I guess. Let's see. Who else is there? Benny, Benny's. He's no different. Maya's no different. Yeah, for the most part, a lot of the characters I play are not that much different. Almost to the point where I don't really notice much.
Okay. All right. Next, TempleNUT. What characters do you play with now, and how have they changed in this new update?
So 5 of the main characters I focus on have been Zarina, Nakaruru, Minimaru, Kula, and Leona. And for Zarina, they reduced her flight time for a jump, so now she's slightly less floaty. And it'll be an interesting change for her pressure, because usually for certain situations, it was actually nice to have a floaty jump. I could jump full screen and jump over Majora's EX Fireball, but I'll see how to incorporate that later. Our far heavy punch has been expanded, so now her ground mixed up and overhead game. Our anti-air game is a little bit better, because usually you get the anti-air with like neutral jump light kick or forward jump heavy kick. And then they increase her jump and heavy punch damage, so basically just stronger anti-airs and air-to-airs. And they increased her super damage for both max versions of her super. Same thing, her quarter circle forward slash super now has invincibility for the 1 bar and 2 bar version, so that's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
And they increased the stun damage and guard crush for her slide. So for those two, not huge buffs or changes, just either more damage and more invincibility. And for Benimaru too, he got the health nerf, so he's at 950 now, but they nerfed the jackknife. And the one thing that they did change that I actually do like is knee into command grab isn't amazing anymore. You can actually punish it. Because from the last version, it seemed like it has a lot less pushback and number the maximum, so you can't just get free meter on block. But Kula was cool. Kula, the fire light gift got nerfed, and they nerfed her slide. As I saw earlier, you can't slide into projectiles anymore.
Secret nerf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm okay with it, because now her counter super, her counter fireball can now reflect every single projectile in the game ability on her Ice Skate super and her level 3. And there have been some nerfs to her Ray damage for her block stun, but until we go later in the meta, I won't see how that really nerfs her overall pressure game. But her corner control and lockdown is still really good. And she got 900 health too. And lastly, Leona. I'm not too upset about the far light punch for heavy punch nerf, because there's definitely things that were easy to abuse, so now it makes it easier to play the mid-range game for a lot of characters. And they added air invincibility to her air supers, which is actually incredibly helpful, so now I can just jump around and buff her super if you try to anti-air me. So that's nice. The only change I had a problem with was a little bit with her, they nerfed her damage on her level 2 super, so it was harder to close out the match, and the Excalibur nerf, because the problem for me wasn't going into like jumping light punch, Excalibur, and a super. Again, the focus of Excalibur was supposed to be instant overheads, and it was something that was unique to her. I can understand if light punch Excalibur didn't confirm in a super, but taking it out as a move to confirm in the normals, it makes the move useless, and it just takes away something specifically nice and interesting about that character. And that's it.
Okay. Well said. Webster, what characters do you play with now, and how have they changed in this update?
Xanadu is a lot faster than before. His forward dash starts up a lot faster than it used to. So he has a little bit more mobility now. His versions of the windmill punches, especially the EX version. His yell, the EX version of yell goes half screen now, which is really nice, because the EX version of yell does ridiculous chip damage, and it's a really good lockdown move in the corner. Lock you down from like half screen, sort of. So we'll see how that works with like invincibility. I mean, obviously, if you have super or meter, I should say, then you might be able to super out. Other than that, hard to play with, I guess. Eerie a little bit. I'm not really good with her. I'm not really good with anyone I play, but I don't know. I really do think they should have gave Yuri more stuff. I don't know. She just. I know she has that cross up heavy kick that's supposed to be really good, and she has like really good normals or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like she's lacking. Maybe. Someone's really got to teach me stuff with her.
No, you gotta fight. You gotta fight a good Yuri, man. I don't think you've gotten the like her full potential yet. But
yeah. I mean, I don't know. But I really would have liked. Well, anyways, it's about what they did, not what I wish they would do.
Right.
They added a bigger guard point, and her EX palm. Her EX palm is a lot faster. To me, I mean, other than hit confirming off of, it felt like EX palm was kind of useless, but now it's actually more useful. So that's pretty cool. Who else do I play a lot? They said that my standing light kick had a bigger hitbox. I don't know why, but I don't know. I guess that's cool. But that's pretty much it. I'm still trying to get my feet wet in KOF14. So not really good, but I'm trying to do okay. So I don't know. I wish more people played them. So I can learn from them.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Came through on 7. Which characters do you play with now, and how have they changed in the update?
I was just going to kick off the call right now. Real quick, I think most people have covered most of it. I use Yan. Other thing I want to cover about her junkie, which was pretty much a really solid move. It's super active to begin with. They made it even more active. It's absolutely amazing. I like that her FAR A is special countable now. A little bit redundant because ultimately you're going to do max mode anyways, but it's nice to have a 4-hit confirm. I guess now you can cancel that and D. So that's cool. Only person that's not mentioned I use is Vice and Chin. Chin, I made a tweet about it earlier. His EX drink is now 3 drinks.
That's ridiculous. It's crazy.
It's a huge buff because prior to this, he had no drinking game. It wasn't like 13 where like, A, obviously the percentages were different, but B, like you could do the extra super, which now in 14 you can do it without drinking. So you basically did not need to go to, you were just drinking, period, in 14. And now it's like, there's certain scenarios I'm kind of playing around with that might be worth it. If you do somehow sneak in 6 drinks, 2 EX drinks, that's 6 drinks counter. So that's, what is that, like a 3% buff or something. That's pretty significant. 30% buff, sorry. And so it's good. I mean, other than that, Vice, RB is got a little less range. Her down B is now special cancelable. Going back to the man thing, it's kind of like a little bit redundant because you can just max mode anyways, but hey, I'll take it. If you're point Vice, you can do a real combo from 3 down Bs instead. Other than that, I use all the other characters we mentioned, such as Kula, Leona, Bateson-kun. Bateson-kun, that's the only other one. Love the buffs. Super amazing. Yeah. I think he's pretty much hidden here to begin with, I think. and the storyline kind of hints at it, right? But I don't know. But I think he's amazing. In fact, I was having a discussion with a buddy from Atlas, and he was saying that a lot of the new characters, in 14 kind of flew under the radar because everyone, for whatever reason, was sticking to their guns. And so 1.3 and now 1.12 and of course 2.0, they constantly got buffs, and it's pretty funny because who knows how like Nelson, man, dude, I don't play Nelson, but damn, his buffs are crazy, you know. And the main thing, like his EX lunge punch is not only his max mode combo starter. So if you were to raw max, that's his combo starter that leads into like super damage. It's now projectile invincible, and I'm not complaining because that's amazing. He always had a challenging time to get in, and so and he doesn't play the same type of like poke quick max type of game. So he's a strong KOF player, but he's not like made for 14 almost. But these buffs really kind of level out the playing field. And one last thing I wanted to drop on you guys, because I got to run, but my buddy from Alice, he kind of posted this too earlier. But he compiled a list of, like, he translated the 2.0 translations, the translation of translations, because we all know that their English is amazing. And he actually, I saw a very, very comprehensive Excel spreadsheet, because what he did was he actually had 1.12 non-updated side by side to his 2.0, and he literally tested every single damage difference. He captured screenshots for certain things, and he's going to post everything up later, probably next week or so. It's pretty crazy. Like, you'll see what this did in version 1.12 versus 2.0. He did like literally every single damage. Like for example, Mien, her double fireball kick super, like all whatever 30 hits, he compiled every single damage and the difference between it. So it's pretty cool. So stay tuned for that. And Desmond, thank you so much for having me on the show. I de-lurk every 2 or 3 months. I'm actually showing up for NCR, so look for me to humiliate myself. Hopefully I don't show up for conference SoCal. I am absolutely garbage in 14. Like, people know. It's pretty fun. The 13, I loved it. I love 14, but I'm just so garbage at 14. But I'm going to show my ugly face there. So, I'll see you guys later.
All right. Good luck, man.
All right, see you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna shift the question back at me. So, for the characters I play with, all right. Firstly, I'm gonna say Kyo. Now you can hit people crouching with his EX red kick without popping them up to stand up with crouch C. Thank goodness, cause oh my gosh, like that was the thing about Kyo. Is like some of his combos you have to be like oh man, you got to be like on their nuts to like confirm properly into his combos. So like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's not so much of like spacing dependency now. You could do 3 crouch B's, stand B, close C, then do red kick into whatever you want. Max mode combo, of course. So
they fixed it on crouchers now?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
They said the startup.
They made the move come up faster, so it hits.
Yeah, and that's great. So now max mode combos are easier now with it. Oh yeah, his jump to C. They said startup is faster. So I've been hitting people with that left and right. I think that's kind of it. I'm gonna go through this kind of fast. Yeah, Benny Maru didn't really change much. I have noticed a little bit, like, you can't do, like, a million confirms anymore with them. I noticed. Like, crouch B, stand A, crouch B, stand A. Like, you like, it was crazy, but now it seems that you have to kind of take your time and think about your confirms with them now. Because, like, his stand A, his forward B, excuse me, the kick. If you do that in a block string and they're crouching, that will whiff, and then that's it. So now you have to be a little bit more careful with your strings now. Who else I play with? Kim. Kim is pretty much the same. They said that you can only confirm in the last 2 hits of his flash kick into the super. I don't really know how that that was something I was kind of confused about because I don't really remember doing it on block or whatnot. I wasn't too sure about that change because I didn't really know what it meant. Mitekun, now his, I call it the the barrel, the anti-air charge move down to up. That has invincibility now, no matter what level it is. It's not an infinite amount, but it's a good amount to the fact that now he can like reversal without you holding down to get a third level forever, and then you're ended up like getting hit with a pop something or overhead into combo. Now like he's a bit stronger now, I feel. Just like Kane said, the EX burn knuckle, he can go through fireballs when he's traveling, which is good. His jump CD is a little different now, I notice. I think they adjusted the hitbox or something, because now people are just getting hit by it and they're like, what the hell? You know, so that's different. Iori didn't change much. You can super cancel, EX or a level 2 mate measure from his DPC now. So you can add a little bit extra damage to his Maxwell combos if you want. Robert, oh my god, man. Yo, Robert, he's like a whole different person now. Ever since the universal Maximo activation, man, he changed, man. He's like a reformed like prisoner or something, man. Like he just got out of jail on parole. He's so different now, man. You have to really think about your confirms with him now, and you could do like you can't do crouch B, 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 stand B into max mode, you know, or close C, whatever anymore. If you do that now, all that's going to come out is far C or whatever that you try to confirm with after the activation. So now you have to shorten it up. You have to do at least 2 crouch Bs and stand B. Even when you do that, if you're too far away from them, it's going to miss. So now you have to be really close to them now. You can do 3 crouch B, stand B, activate into like close A or crouch B. But the damage you get off that is like, it's nothing. I mean, I haven't found anything damaging. I mean, his damage has been going down ever since like 1.2 or so. I don't know, like 1.12 or I don't know, like 1. Even after the big patch when mature Nakaru got like nerf 1.03. Yeah, Robert has just been falling off, but I'm gonna stick with him. You just have to play with him a little different now. I think that's really it. I don't really mess with Nakaru that much anymore. Yeah, I think all my characters are kind of the same. Oh, she didn't really get too much of a change. As far as like the universal activation speed, it affected her a little bit, but it's not too much. You can still do like 3 crouch Bs into stand B, activate close C, but it's a little tighter now. So now I've been doing.
Her dash speed was like kind of slow to begin with. Like,
yeah.
Before the patch, sometimes you got a far C, so I mean it doesn't really affect her that much.
Yeah, I have noticed. For me personally, I have to do crouch C. I don't think I've gotten used to the timing just yet. But she's pretty much the same. But that's mainly it on my end for character buffs and changes. So next thing I want to get into is the DLC characters, and a lot of you touched already on like what characters you have been playing with and kind of just messing around with. I kind of want to like dig in a little deeper. I know some of you guys have some like expansive thoughts on some characters so far. Webster, man, have you messed around with a lot of DLC characters, and what do you think of each of them so far?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Whip. Well, in training mode, I've just been trying to get used to her combos and by her normals. And I don't even know what to say. Like like she's like like she seems like she has to stay at mid range, and like I like playing characters where I can feel like I'm in control and I can rush down with. And Whip kind of isn't that character right now because like I'm still trying to get used to her normals. But when I do hit you and I go into maximum, like her combos are pretty swaggy and it's pretty nice.
Hmm.
She can do really good damage, and I like that she feels like she's like one of the few characters, well maybe the only character in the game that she can like go in between her level 1 and 2 supers. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, she's a really cool character, and I think all the DLC characters are animated perfectly, like really really well actually. So I'm very impressed with everything SNK has done with these DLC characters, actually. So I'm very impressed with it, and I really look forward to playing with them more.
All right. We are joined by the infamous Daily Rave-Neo. What's up, man?
What's up, Rory?
Stop saying my government name. How y'all doing?
How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I feel great, man. I feel great. I had a good day at work. And that's it. I've been looking at a lot of Vanessa videos. And, I just wish that she could cross-dress as Rick Shroud. But,
This dude.
wishful thinking.
Right. Okay, we're gonna get back to you real quick. Let me go down the order if I won't lose.
Well, you do that then.
TempleNUTS, man. What DLC characters have you played around with so far?
I played with all of them slightly. The least characters I played with have been Rock and Yamazaki.
Yeah.
And Rock problem solving is actually really, really good. You don't get a lot of damage off of everything, but the counters are useful for anti-air situations or like a really clean read. But unless you wanted to spin the meter, you're not going to get a lot of situations. And his priority on his normals are kind of low. But overall, it seems that if you could just read the situation well and just keep guessing right. For Yamazaki, I like the way he's designed for like his defensive play. His far D is really good for confirms, and his poison, his poison damage. I think he gets like 160 something damage just from the poison.
They're gonna nerf him.
Hopefully not. And let's see, for Vanessa's damage high. I think we've all seen some of the stun videos. So her damage is ridiculous. I'm having trouble finding a clean hit because her low confirm is okay, but her overhead, you can max mode it, but it's just really, really slow. But once you get the hit, as long as you know the conversion for the right situation, you can always get at least close to corner control, and then just do 400 damage for 1 bar. And I've been playing Whip the most. Whip damage is okay, so usually around like 300. The problem I'm having so far is her mix-up game is like amazing. Like the air flip into down heavy punch, and for the EX air flip, so you can choose to go front or back, depending if you hold forward or not. But her neutral just seems okay because the normals have, again, like low priority. Like if I jump heavy punch, it's huge, it covers half the screen. But if you jump blowback, it'll trade. And her mix-up special moves, they seem okay, but I'm still trying to figure out if I can use them for like frame 1, like meaty Oki. But she can convert over some of them. And the last thing I'll say about her is all her supers are good. She can convert up and blow back in the corner. So her conversion is really good, but you have to get so many small hits in neutral. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to keep up the rest of the cast. And then her anti-air thing is like minus 78 almost. So you can make it work. You can't make it work.
Is down D her only option for anti-air? Like, cause I've been anti-airing with like back A, and it's been working somewhat decent. I'm not sure about like standing C though.
It has some use in that the anti-air can be useful. It's kind of interesting because her half circle back your B can use the anti-air slightly because it won't do a full capture hit, and you won't be negative enough to be punished, and you're not gonna want the air. But all you do is just like a slap with a whip, and then you just take an air.
Ooh, slap with the whip.
Yeah. In 2D, the thing about it is it has juggle properties, but it's not high priority. So again, I'm kind of at a hard time figuring it out because a lot of her moves do either like 70 damage, 25 damage, 60 damage. So you're building up here and there, but and her crouching like it isn't mashable, it isn't chainable, but you can confirm with the back A. You can confirm it in A and just do 300 damage, 400 damage off a jump in.
All right.
So she seems playable if you like just spend more time with her and like leave it later in the meta.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing. Rave-Neo, man. All right, you up next in the line. So, what DLC characters have you been trying out, and what do you think of them all?
Yamazaki and Rockman Howard. I predicted this before after seeing Yamazaki that people are gonna complain about that dude, man.
Why?
Because of his poison, and that's all I'm gonna say. Pretty much, it's like he's real good on damage. He got 100% on certain characters. So I mean, he's pretty good, man. Once he touch you, that's it. But your execution got to be on point because if you do the EX snake grab, you got to time that other hit on point. You know what I mean? Without mashing out super. Don't try to mash out the next move. You got to time it because you're gonna wind up doing a super and stuff.
Yeah, I have been seeing people miss that a lot.
But and then as far as Rock Howard, you gotta practice a long time with Rock Howard to be solid with him. You can't just jump in there and be playing Mark of the Wolves. You know what I mean? His crouching B is fast. His crouching B to standing B is fast. You can activate off of that and get a full combo. He's just pretty ridiculous. The only thing I have a problem with the videos that I saw where you could do the EX evac toss in the air, like when your opponent is in the air juggled, you could grip him out the air.
Yeah.
And I could not, only got it out like twice. Or you could actually confirm it too off of a standing B, but you gotta be fast.
Wait, what did you say?
Okay, the geese toss.
Right. I'm just saying you can actually combo into that throw.
Yes.
It's a juggle off the like you can actually do it while they're in midair and again, and pain ensues.
That's godlike.
There's a video where someone is they're doing the grab or the command throw, the EX command throw over and over again in mid screen. I was like, and it's comboing and it does like 500 damage.
You're not even saying the true detail of it. Running up, then do it. Running up and doing it.
Imagine getting hit by that, and now you're gonna lose 500 health.
Yeah, it is a little difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie, but you got to get a little rhythm for it.
Dude, I can't do it, and I'm the execution king.
500 health for a bar.
Dude, I was hitting I said, how are these motherfuckers doing it? They nerfed this shit already. That's what I said. I said, they nerfed this shit already.
This is that secret patch we didn't see.
No, but
probably on 2.1.
But you gotta remember this too. A lot of people do a lot of tool assisted stuff, and you know how that goes. But I actually did it. I pulled it off, but it's not consistent.
Yeah. You can. It's easier if you're in the corner and you're the one throwing them, because they bounce off the corner and then they're already near you, so you can just throw them, put them back in the truck, throw them, put them back.
Another thing I have a problem with. Actually, people could probably take advantage of this. You can super cancel the replicant with like the regular shining knuckle, and then the fireball will still be behind you a little bit. and when they try to confirm on you or try to counter you, that fireball will already be hitting them. That's a free combo.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What are some of his weaknesses you feel? Right.
To be honest, his jump is a little slow. I don't know. It's like his jump is a little slow. That's about it.
Okay.
I do want to add one more thing though.
Go ahead.
Tung Fu Ru is going to be a secret top tier. Just letting y'all know that.
Okay. All right. Well said. So good guy. What DLC characters have you played around with, and what do you think of them so far?
I messed around a little bit with Whip. I think she's pretty fun. It's funny with a lot of these returning characters. It's like, oh, I've never actually played these characters in the older KOFs, so this is a very new experience for me. I really am curious about Yamazaki. I haven't had a chance to really go into training room with all 4 characters yet.
Yeah.
I've mostly been in training room with Rock because I'm like, I'm gonna need to learn this matchup because there's gonna be a lot of people playing him. I think Rock hurts. I think he hits like a truck. Might as well be throwing a boulder at you. Yeah, you can hang me for that later. I mean, yeah, he has the crouch free stand being confirmed that a lot of characters have. I like his juggles. His combos are actually a lot of fun. I think SNK did him justice.
Oh yeah, teleport is better.
Oh yeah, teleport's really nice. And there's some really funky mix-ups you can get from it.
Oh yeah, and he could teleport through jumping opponents because in Mark of the Wolves, if somebody's in the air at you, you do it, you're just gonna run and he's not gonna shift. You could shift in the middle of somebody about to hit you.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
FMSway.
What's up?
So, all right, man. I know you've been going in on Vanessa. Okay. Well, before you go in on Vanessa, what other characters have you played around with? A little bit. The new characters, the DLC characters. And then you can what the hell?
What the hell?
Were you playing a recorder, man, or?
I don't know what that was, but
That was a Trapeon, bro, from Dragon Ball.
It's all good. Yeah, but yo, FMSway. All right, before you get into Vanessa, talk about the DLC characters that you've been.
I mean, I've dabbled onto pretty much all of them. I think Whip would be the least because I just wasn't really interested in her. Obviously, the majority of my scene is very interested in Yamazaki, so like I dabbled into them too. If there's one thing I could say around the span of these DLC characters, it's this sense of freedom when it comes to combos.
Oh, yeah.
Like all these DLC characters have like so many varieties of combos that it's just like it's kind of like surreal to see it because like I'm like, man, this is like kind of like 13 where you could kind of just custom make your own combo and it's kind of like it's gonna just kind of work out, because each of them have their own kind of aspects that's I felt was missing in 14, like because you're seeing when you see these streams and all those kind of stuff, the optimal combos are just kind of like the same thing, but when you see characters like Rock and Yamazaki and Whip, like you have the situational combos now, and they look so cool, and it's I felt like that was just missing from all these other characters. So I've been dealing with a lot of I've been dabbing with a lot of Yamazaki, Rock Howard, for sure. Because obviously he's a very popular character, and I just like playing him too. I think once we all found out that was his evac toss was anywhere juggle, we were just kind of like, okay, well, we're gonna experience 2 more days of this where everyone's just like experimenting, and I think that was the best part about this. Like the DLC characters made you experiment way more than what I felt the other characters were going through. When the game came out, everyone kind of just fell into like this particular route of combos and just never really bothered to look back into everything else. But this one, I feel like there's much more variety, and I hope like if SNK actually did any more other DLC, they would kind of follow the route that they did with these 4. So I mean, I'm very happy with them. That's pretty much all I have to say with terms of like all these characters minus Vanessa, because obviously, like you mentioned, I did nothing but Vanessa for the first like 4 days.
Yeah.
From my experience with Vanessa, she is. Well, I mean, first of all, what a badass! Like she's like really really cool in this game, and she feels like a KOF 13 character sometimes with the way that her combos flow. Like there's so much like variety in her stuff. Like it's just really good. But then, you see all these videos and whatnot. But then you kind of realize that, she has like very glaring weaknesses. Freya Nell actually mentioned to her, she's like, I'm having so much fun with her, and I'm not even out of training mode. And then you're just kind of like, there's this like thought in your head, like, yeah, because once you get out of training mode, it's just going to be fairly difficult with her. Because if you look at her frame data, for example, she's negative in a lot of aspects. I think she's plus on her lights. That's pretty much it. She doesn't have the same tool she had. I mean, if you play with Vanessa like way back when, you shouldn't be hoping for KOF, for 2K Vanessa, maybe XI, KOF 11 Vanessa, like that would be good. But like, she's like what Zoe mentioned way back in the beginning of the of this podcast. Like, she's kind of in the middle. She has a lot of tools, and that's kind of like the drawback. Like in sacrifice of her neutral, she has pretty much near one-touch kills, one-touch stuns, and all those kinds of stuff. So it's just, you have to really rely on pretty much your experience with every other character, knowing how the other characters that you're facing off works off against, your own positioning, and pretty much your good reads, and you'll be rewarded for it for sure. You mentioned that. Since there's so many like videos of her with all the stun combos, I kind of like strayed away from that.
Yeah.
I tried to see like how she do, because like all the stun combos that you're seeing, all the combos that were 100%, they deal with her in the 3rd or 2nd position of the teams.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to mainly been focusing on first position stuff, trying to see what she can get. She can crack around 500 to 545, and for two bars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In the first position. So, but I think as like the game goes on, I don't see her as a point character. That's my honest opinion. I don't think.
Right.
Yeah, like I don't.
I do have a question about Vanessa though.
Sure.
I noticed that the quarter circle, the dash in to the wall splat.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you combo? Can't you cancel after that also, right? Like if you do the A version, the little uppercuts, can't you go into the little? Can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
She can do this. She can do the dash forward into the upper into the sway, and then she can continue the combo. That's actually part of her stun too.
Now, she couldn't do this in the old games, right?
Yes, she could. She could do that in KOF 2K2 Ultimate Match. She could do it in 11.
Okay, aha, then.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't losing my mind. Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, she had these things. It's just that a lot of the stuff that she has is different, especially in the sway. Like if she does like the standing sway, before she had a standing sway into an overhead or standing sway into the uppercut, but now it's just both into the uppercut. If you do forward A, and it's the dash forward uppercut. So it's like a lot of differences compared to her older games. But yeah, like, and I thought it was going to be horrible, but it actually turned out to be, actually like, it actually worked out in her favor, because like all these combos you see, it's because she has these new things, and you're just like, oh, this is pretty cool, So I mean, so there's so much stuff that you can actually do. Like you've never seen. Like the combo strings are kind of the same, but at the same time they're different. Like they all have their different stuff. And then not to mention, off the wall bounce, she can continue. She can go back to another max mode after that, and you're just like, oh, this is kind of sick,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But again, the trade-off is no neutral, like or very very limited neutral. You know. that's at least from my perspective. Like it's just to earn that hit, especially with the normals that she has. Like for example, the lights, they don't have as much range, like as people think she does.
Look, let me tell you the key to Vanessa, man. I've been playing boxing characters forever. All right, it's all about movement.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
If your movement is on fire, you gonna hit somebody. God damn it. So I wouldn't even worry about, hey, where's the neutral at? you just gotta practice your movement, mess with people's head, and you should be all right with Vanessa. That's it. That's coming from some experience.
One thing I do want to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, one thing I do want to say Vanessa is she has a lot of interesting qualities. For example, her super, the proximity super that she has, the quarter circle punch, that's an overhead.
Yeah.
So I think that'll lead to some interesting mix-ups in the future because now you have to block her standing, and now she can just go for low confirms. And also, no one has had a video posted about her guard point for her Shuriken punches because we know that you use it for combo extensions because they're high stun and they can reflect projectiles. But they also have guard point at certain points, so we haven't seen that really utilized for it yet.
Yeah, I agree. Like I've been meaning to try and like get to that point. I'm actually having trouble even getting the guard point to come out for her. Just on the parry, the C parry. So like I've been trying to just test that stuff out, see what's going on. But I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that once the stun came out, you just saw like a video library of people with different like varieties of the stun combo going on and off, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's why I kind of stray away from that. You know, let the other guys do that, and it allows me to focus on like, you know, what can she do first position? What can she do with setups? Does she have safe jumps and all that kind of stuff? You know, to continue the pressure that you earned. I feel like you have to definitely earn, you know, getting in for her, and once you get it, like, you know, it's high risk, high reward, and that's the thing. So, you know, so from what you know, he mentioned, like with, you know, you have to have a lot of movement. That's pretty much how she's been the entire time. Minus 2K, 2000, because.
And you do get a euphoric feeling when you pull off combos like that.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I earn it because like from playing her offline, it's just like, oh, all right. Okay, I'm not in training mode anymore. You know, I'm facing an actual human being who doesn't give a fuck about my, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but who doesn't give a damn about my, you know, my combo.
Still cussing.
Yeah. Sorry. You know, but that's pretty much it. You know, so my thoughts on her is just like, she's good. She's not, just because she has a stun combo doesn't mean anything, because I mean, Joe can attest to that in 13. Like, you know, like you have to really earn those kinds of hits. So, you know, I mean, I'm not going to drop her. That's almost an impossibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, I really like how they treated her in this game. You know, she's not cheap. That, you know, and I mean, it would be great, but like, you know, it's just, you know, doesn't matter. She's in the game. I'm happy, and she's got cool combos. I can't ask for anything more. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well said, man. Thanks for sharing.
You sound like you're talking about a loved one and shit. Like, I can't say.
Oh,
she's been so good to me. Oh.
You guys have no clue. I did this whole campaign for Vanessa just to get her in this game. Like,
yeah, you might as well put time into her, you know. So that's good.
Yeah.
Zoe, yo, what DLC characters have you been messing with? I know you talked a little bit about some ones before, but do you have any more to share about the DLC characters and what you think of them?
Nah, just the same ones. Just Rock and Vanessa. Those are the only two I'm interested in.
Okay. Cool. You're not messing with Yamazaki or Whip at all?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Seems fair. All right. Let's shift things a little bit, and why don't we talk about some hidden changes? So there's the patch notes, right? We all read the patch notes, but there are some things that aren't in the patch notes that people feel that have changed. So I want to know if any of y'all know of any different things in the game that wasn't in the patch notes. And any of y'all can like jump right in.
One thing I have to say is not maybe particular this patch, but for Kula, when I do Farsi, race spin into the slide, there used to be a much easier shortcut for me to do for the DP, and you would like almost never get smash it out. For over versions, I've noticed that they made that shortcut pretty much disappear, and I have to use a different shortcut for it. So they changed input slightly, and they never really mentioned it. When I go for certain confirms, I'm like, okay, that's different. And something like players have to do on their own, but it'd be nice to know what's going on with the game.
Okay. Anyone else found or know of any things that wasn't in the patch notes from your exploration? Anyone?
You know what? Daniel's forward B, man. You can't crouch B after it no more.
Really?
Really. It won't combo, bro.
Huh, okay. Why do you think they changed it?
Somebody probably cried like a little girl. No, I'm serious. They're gonna cry about Rock Howard. I'm looking at this mix-up video right now. They're gonna cry about that. You know, and then there's gonna be people that don't that play other games. That's gonna be like, why you can do that? Never played a KOF game in their life. But anyway, that Daniel stuff. That's what I noticed.
Okay.
Anything else? I didn't really mess around.
Okay.
And I like Clark. That's about it.
Right. Okay. Any other hidden changes y'all could think of, or?
If I recall, actually, yeah, I'm just moving around. Alice's walk speed. Oh Jesus! But Alice is a little bit faster, pretty much in terms of walk speed. That's the only thing I know. Like, but it wasn't that big of a deal, really.
Yeah.
But so, I think from what Fear now mentioned before, you already had a slight damage nerf across the board, but I don't. I mean, it's Iori. Like nothing really drastic changes from that character. Minus, like it doesn't matter about the damage because like he still gets the hard knockdown, still gets the same setup, so all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much all I think. I'm not sure. I've seen some Moi Moi stuff, but I don't know Moi Moi enough to.
I fought a good Moi Moi. It was beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know her too much, like to know whether or not she's changed or not. Some people are being. I played a Moi Moi yesterday, and I wasn't sure like the combos that she's done are changed. Like some of it ended with her. With deep, it's not like DP. It's that spinning kick she does, rising up to the air. I don't think everyone. The last time I played was in January. I don't think anyone ended with that. So like I wasn't sure, but that's pretty much the only hidden nerfs I knew. I know there's a lot from what people are saying on Twitter, but it's still yet to be discovered. I guess
she changed a lot.
She did.
She's good. She's good.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
I know earlier we were talking about the Kula nerf, and I'm looking at the Kula patch notes right now, and there is no mention of the slide not going under projectiles. But I tested it earlier, and it definitely doesn't work. So that's one thing I think we can like concretely measure. That's a secret change compared to what we have for the patch notes.
Okay. I guess down the road we'll probably come across some more hidden changes. I do know that. Kim's kind of glitch where he teleports on the other side when you do like a meaty EX Hungetsun. Like it warps. It's like back now. I think it's only back on like maybe Vanessa or something. I didn't go through the whole cast because I just saw the video and I tried it out myself. but it looks like it has returned in some sort of form. So hopefully it will revert back to how it was. But hey, I mean, Kim could take all that he gets, but if it's a glitch where that really isn't supposed to happen, then fine. You know.
Or
All right, why don't we why don't we talk about one last thing? So what do y'all think about the balance so far? I know it's just like it's not even a week yet. We only been playing this for a couple of days. But what's y'all projected, I would say, balance, or I would say tier list for this version? Like who do y'all think is going to be top tier, and who do y'all think is going to be mid, and who do y'all think is going to be low?
Clark.
Okay.
Clark is gonna be at least top 5.
Okay. Why do you think so?
His that goddamn armor, Argentina. The Argentina, and then he can super off his elbows. So, and his running 3 is invincible to projectiles. I love it.
His what?
His running 3,
What,
the level 2 version, can go through projectiles.
Oh, okay.
the charge is great.
Yeah, the running 3, the three power bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, the super that where he dashes forward, grabs the crap out of you. It's like, let me take you for a ride real quick.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Another thing is this. Another thing I noticed I did with Clark was I did let me see. I did the little EX, the little max combo with him, and after the elbow, I did the level 1 because my meter ran out.
Yes.
And after I did the Super Argentina, kind of waited 1 frame and did the level 3, and while they was getting up, they got caught with it. So I think that's like a no escape type shit.
Okay.
I don't know if I explained that correctly, but in other words, I did regular, I did the level 1 Argentina into the level 3, because you can't cancel Argentina to the level 3. You can only do running 3 to the level 3, and you had to time that shit. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other thoughts on who may be top tier, mid tier, low tier?
I think the meta is going to shift because there was a gap between characters like Athena, Kula, Benimaru, and Yuri, between characters like Mitikung and maybe Kukri. And Athena, Yuri, and Benimaru, they got a health nurse. And then for Mitikung and Geese, they got either Mitikung got more plus normals, or Geese got like different links. Mythic can go through projectiles. Geese level 3 is invincible. So they're just trying to give them slightly more tools. So now I think that gap is going to be closed. I think you'll see a lot more competitive Geese and Mythic Hung matches. Maybe not in top 8, but maybe in like top 16 in pools of tournaments.
Oh yeah, one more thing I've seen.
Yeah.
Rock can counter a counter. Rock can counter Geese's counters. If Rock does a counter in front of Geese while Geese doing the counter, Rock can hit him with the crack counter.
How does that work?
Let's say
that's pretty awesome.
Let's say you wake up with the little super shit.
Yeah.
And you do, and Rock does the count, does like an EX counter. Rocks will beat it out.
Okay.
Because I guess the computer registered it as some type of hit.
Okay.
So yeah, Rock can counter a counter.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wanted to tell y'all that when y'all were talking about, the training mode mechanics or whatever. But it's cool. But check this out, man. Thanks for having me on the show, Des, man. I gotta roll out. I gotta prepare for the next day. And,
okay.
thanks for talking to you guys. I hope I was able to help out with whatever information I was able to give. And everybody in here stay black and, you know.
Okay.
Peace.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Daily Radio.
Yeah.
Peace out, man. Later.
Cool. How'd I get out of here? Oh,
All right. Okay. Well, we can start wrapping things up too. Cause yeah, almost everyone left. So we can finish this discussion in the comment section of this video on YouTube. So if you're in the comment section, go ahead and talk about who do you think will be eventual top tier, eventual low tier. Talk about any hidden changes that isn't in the patch notes. Maybe any glitches that are still evident in the game you can go over. And anything else regarding version 2.0. Alright, so why don't we give shout outs and get up out of here. Webster, are you still here, sir?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Shout outs?
Yeah. Shout outs once again, SNK doing a remarkable job on this game. Fantastic work with the DLC characters. Shout outs to you, Desmond. You know, all the KOF community pillars for just doing what they do, all the hard work that they're doing. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Shout outs to the new patch. It's great. I love it. I think it's going to add a lot of interesting things to the future of this game competitively. And I don't know about you guys, but on my friends list, I thought this was very interesting. That once the 2.0 patch came out, a lot of people were expressing even more interest to start learning the game or playing it in general. I don't know if it's the DLC characters or if they, were just excited for like the stamina changes or whatever. But I got a lot of people saying that they were going to pick it up. So that's really awesome. That's a step forward for the community. That's a step forward for the longevity of KOF14. So I'm just looking forward to all the good things, man. I'm looking forward to these tournaments too, and just seeing all the hype. So I'm very excited.
All right, great. Good to have you on the show, devildigimon.
Thank you.
TempleNUT, man. Shout outs.
Definitely shout out to SNK. I'm glad that the game is a patch out and we're trying to keep the community fresh and giving the DLC characters. Hopefully, one of the characters I like, maybe Kula, will have a free costume. That'd be awesome. Shout outs to Kick Plus Bach because they've been streaming KOF and doing a really good job with that. And Heifer Dynamic has been at 2 Philly events so far, Broad Street Battle and Go for Broke, for giving us a stream and helping publicize our Philadelphia community with FGC. And definitely shout outs to Desmond for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
All right, great. You're welcome. Shout outs on my end, as usual. Shout outs to the Dream Cancel clothing shop at dreamcancel.com/shop. Shout outs to everyone in our Discord server. You can ask for matches. You can talk about KOF or anything else you want. Share match videos. Share tech. All the above. Play these fabulous KOF games on Steam. Shouts to Team Chaos. Shouts to Kings of Ko. Donate to us if you want. Shouts to Rochinaji and the King of Data 14 app, Frame Data and more for King of Fighters 14 app on Android, available at the Google Play Store. I was looking through it while Rave-Neo was talking about talking about whatever he was talking about. And I noticed that they actually added, alongside to the wiki, they added the bread and butter King of Fighters 14 guide that we made a couple months back. And I'm actually going to try to get that updated for 2.0. So big props for the King of Data app for including our guides and frame data that we compiled in there. So go ahead and check it out if you could. I think we should try to push this harder than we could, and and try to make sure that we're updating things. I'm gonna get at some of y'all to see if y'all want to help out with the wiki, for any specialists in certain characters. So
like a character guide or something like that.
well, we have a wiki that's a pretty simple wiki that's a written kind of like guide. I don't know if you know about it.
I had to check it out.
Okay. Let's keep things going. Shouts to the King of Fighters Reddit. Download version 2 of the King of Fighters demo. It has 7 playable characters. If you don't have the game, recommend it to someone that's interested in playing KOF that don't have the game yet, for they can try it, and then they can buy the premium version if they like. Get Goro Moko the Wolves on Steam and on PS4. Shouts to Game Goons. What's this? Oh, King of Fighters 14, what we're talking about. Shouts to Kick Punch Block. Again, the B&B Combos guide is on the King of Data app in the guide section. We're going to try to update it, man. We have so much stuff to update, man, including the frame data. I know y'all have seen Amito, I don't know how to say, Amito 310's frame data for Whip, Yamazaki, Vanessa, and Rock that has compiled. It's on it's in the Dream Council forums and as a Google Doc, so go ahead and check it out. We have it on the front page. Very, very good information. NCR, April 14th to 16th. That is next weekend in Sacramento, California. Hold on a second. 14 through 6. All right, that's right. All right, I'm tripping. I was looking. I was looking at my calendar, and I'm like, wait, hold on. That's the wrong set of days. No. It's on a weekend. And they have a pretty big pop bonus for King of Fighters 14. And they raise a lot. Like, see how much it started at, like, almost $200. It's almost at like 2,000 right now. So yeah, it's pretty good. So big ups to the Game Goons for getting that just way higher and more than what it was originally. I'm gonna go on the site right now and check out how much it is right now.
Yeah, last time I checked, it was over 2,000, and they said if they get it past 3,000, they'll just keep raising it higher and higher.
Right, I'm gonna check right now. Oh my God, it's at $2,096. So that's pretty good. That's really, really good. All right, let's keep things going forward. Check out Texas Showdown next month, May 5th through 7th. I don't know specifically where this is. I'm going to look into it. Toryukin, going down in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, May 19th through 21st. King of Fighters 14 will be there. The week after that, Combo Breaker, May 26th through 28th. In St. Charles, Illinois, KOF 14 will be there. And from what I understand, there will be a 5v5 between Indiana and Illinois. A little exhibition. We'll see if that happens, because a lot of times people plan certain little exhibitions and sometimes plans fall through. But let's see if it happens. The next month will be CEO 2017. SolGoodGuy and Fonzo will be there. The month after that, Evo 2017, Las Vegas, Nevada. Before the event on the 13th of July will be the SNK Pre-Evo Suite at Mandalay Bay, presented by SDR Cast and Game Goons. Go ahead and check it out. Other things to take notice of: register your tournament at the KOF 14 esports support program. You can go to the KOF page website to get more information. We're going to stick it in the description section on YouTube, where you can just go ahead and check it out. Kula will be dropping her new DLC costume dress that you can play as April 12th. So SNK will be releasing that soon, and you can check it out. I kind of made it sound like she's like releasing like some clothes or something like that, like she like she has a fashion line, but nah. You go ahead and get that this Wednesday. I don't know how much it'll be. Maybe $2.99, $3.99. We'll see. But if you like Kula and you like the Sundress, or you at least want to have it available on your setup when you bring your PlayStation 4 to casual or something like that to a friend's house, go ahead and check it out. Or if you just want to give SNK more money, feel free. We don't know when Metekun's Pajamas is coming out. We don't know when Sylvie's Little Red Riding Hood is coming out. We don't know when the Angel Diablo is coming out, but we do know that Kula's Sundress is coming out this week, so go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting in releasing them one at a time instead of as a pack.
That's fine with me.
I was just gonna say that.
That's
But I agree with you. I agree with you, Desmond. I'd rather have the characters come out first, then the DLCs filtered out. So yeah.
Yeah, and then they can just keep stretching out promotion as much as they can. I'm completely fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mainly it. It's funny, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the individual moves for all the characters. We'll do that another time, more intensively and extensively. So yeah, that's about it. Shout out to my local KOF crew, Minnesota. Shout out to everybody that play KOF here in the United States, North America. Shout out to everybody abroad. Shout out to SNK most of all. Shout out to Yasuyuki Oda for tweeting, retweeting the party battle tweet that we had.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I can show it real quick. Let me get it
that's
up
really
on the
cool,
screen.
actually.
Yeah. I won't say I was surprised, but I was thankful. I was really thankful for that. That was really dope.
Cool.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Oh, okay, here we go. I'll put it up on the main screen. Here we go. He retweeted it. Very nice. Thanks again. So yeah, this version is pretty nice. I'm having a lot of fun with 2.0. I think this is a good version so far. A lot of characters are having good amount of balances between a lot of the things that they could do and couldn't do before. And I'm very glad that a lot of people are getting into the game. Some people are getting back into it after, or even before, like Nakaru and Mature and K-Dash got patched. So this is very good. Proud of SNK for continually supporting this game. And if you are playing this game just locally, you have a local FGC crew, just let them know that this game is fun, the netcode is good, and the characters are just like, they're developing really nicely, and it's a fun game. So I want to just let everyone know for sure to check out version 2.0 as much as they can. This video will be up on YouTube. Share it on Facebook if you see a link, and give it a thumbs up. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter, excuse me. And if you have any questions or any comments, like we said earlier, go ahead and post it up in the comment section of this video. Talk about hidden changes, talk about projected balance, anything else regarding version 2.0. We'd love to hear from you about that. If you have any suggestions on future episodes, actually I have a list of people I want to interview for upcoming episodes of this podcast. I have a lot of people. I just need to just kind of hit them all up and see if we can schedule some times, because it'll be pretty cool. I have a nice list, so it'll be cool. And that concludes another episode of the Dream Council podcast. My name is Desmond, the administrator of DreamCouncil.com, and until next time, keep playing, keep learning, and have fun. Peace.